Hello and welcome, this is Mouse Gunner, and in this video I'm going to be giving an update on my previous video where I covered whether or not my 10-year-old game computer could still play modern games. And the game we're going to be featuring in this video is Football Manager 2017. Now the reason that I am doing this is because I have started a trend on my channel where every Sunday I am posting a special project. My previous special project was the Can My 10-Year-Old Gaming Computer Play Modern Games, which I will be including a link to in the description of this video so that you can see the system specifications of the 10-year-old computer that I am going to be playing this game with in this video. But I'm doing this project because I was sick all last weekend and couldn't really record due to the illness. And as a result, I didn't get what I wanted to do for this project or this Sunday done. So instead, I'm going to be doing this. I still think it's an interesting thing to cover because it's expanding upon my previous video, showcasing another game that my 10-year-old computer can play. So this is Football Manager 2017, which I played while I was sick and I couldn't record. Just as a nice relaxing game to pass the time with. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I did notice when I purchased it that it did offer Linux support, so I thought I'd see if it worked on my 10-year-old computer, and so far it seems like it works. Now, the changes I've had to make from my normal gaming computer to this 10-year-old system is, first off, how much is being simulated. So when I started this game, I'm playing the same team that I picked when I was playing on my normal computer, which is a team, and what is the league? I think Skybet 1 is what it's called. I can actually check that here in a second. So this is the team Oxford in competitions, maybe. Yeah, Skybet League 1 is the league we're in. So I am only simulating a few leagues in England on this computer. So I'm simulating the league below this one, Skybet League 2, the league above it, and also the top league, the Premier League in England. Outside of that, I'm not simulating anything else in any detail. On my normal computer, I'm simulating all of the major nations, plus most of the leagues in England, plus Scotland and Northern Ireland and Ireland and Wales, I believe, as well. So all of the nations that are in the UK or near the UK are being simulated. Here, I'm only simulating a segment of England rather than all of those leagues and beyond. So that's one thing that I've had to do to kind of restrict the strain on the computer. Another thing is that this computer doesn't really support the 3D graphics in the game, so we can still play. But when we get into a match here, you'll see it's only in the 2D view. As a matter of fact, when I was setting up my character, your character, it has kind of like a 3D model as well. And most of the textures on the model were all messed up. So it's quite clear to me that, and it also said when I was setting up the game that my computer's ability to do the 3D modeling would be not great. So I just went ahead and turned that off to not, address that. But so far, from what I've seen, I can still play. Maybe not play it to the same level that I can on a modern computer, but it's still playable. All right, so let's go ahead and start things up. And another reason why I'm covering this is just to gauge support on my channel for a possible series covering Football Manager 2017, because I've been enjoying playing it, but I've been doing it on my own time. So it's something I'm not really sure I want to cover on my channel or not. We'll see. In any case, this is pretty much at the start of the league, or the season, I should say. So right now, this is just giving some summaries of things that are going on my team. I did make a couple decisions. As you can see, there are some previous emails. So pretty much I talked to the team captain and the chairman and all that stuff, the team owner. So these are our major injuries. And these are actually two good players that are out on some pretty bad injuries that are going to be out for quite some time. So 3 to 4 months, 8 to 9 months here. And Rob Hall is actually quite good. I think he's good too. I don't really remember. Responsibilities. This is where I can change some things up if I wanted to. This is my assistant coach and how he values our team. So Rob Hall is one of our good players. Again, we just saw that he has a significant injury, though, so he'll be out for quite a while. We have some good things here. We've got players that have a lot of ability with first touch. We've got good jumping reach. Our passing is excellent, and we've got some good youth prospects. Things that we're a little bit down on is we don't have depth in some areas. Defense, I think, is one of them, as well as goalie, maybe? Yeah, goalkeeper depth and defense depth. So we are lacking some depth here. And another problem with this team is our current payroll is beyond the budget that the team owners are giving me, the club owners. And my transfer budget, as a result, is 0. So we have no potential for transfers other than free loans, pretty much. And then we've got advice and things. I'm not really going to get too much into the detail of the game, but what I am going to do is I'm going to set up my tactics and everything for this team. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab pretty much a generic formation here for the tactics here. So 4-4-2, that's fine. And I'm going to be tweaking these things as we go, but I just want to get everything up so that we can set it up as we wish. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick pick here. So this is going to be the computer putting in players where it thinks I should have those players. So I'm going to go ahead and set things up the way I have it set up for my normal game. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a couple of wings. We're going to have one there, and we're going to have another one there. And I'm going to get rid of one of the strikers, and I'm going to put in a defensive midfielder. Now I'm going to have to move around the players here. So first thing I'm going to do is for the defensive midfielder, I'm going to put John Ludstrom in there. He is the captain, I believe, or he is someone that we're going to make captain. I think we might already have him selected as captain. I think our vice captain's the one that we don't have selected. All right, so that is pretty much going to be how we set things up, although I am going to move our striker in the middle here. So this is going to be my basic setup for now. And now it's just a matter of slotting players in where I would prefer to put them. So we have Ledson here, which might be the guy we go with. I could always, move guys around a little bit here. Rothwell and Ledson. I think those are going to be the ones we use. And then we have Johnson and Maguire. I'm going to have to change their roles a little around. Our goalie, I think that's our best goalie. Again, we already talked about goalie depth, and this is one of our weak points. Our two main weak points is our goalie isn't really that great, and our defenders really aren't that great. But our midfielders and in particular our striker, as a matter of fact, we don't have our best striker out there on the field. We want Kane Hemmings here. He is by far and away our best player on the team outside of, they said Rob Hall is pretty good, but we already know he's injured, so we can't be using him right now. All right, so I think that's more or less our setup for the moment. So let's go ahead and perfect their roles. So Hemmings here is, I think, best more or less as our main attacker. I don't think there's anything that he necessarily is more well suited for. I think he's set up to be more a poacher, but I think I'm going to use him as an advanced forward attack. As far as that goes, that is fine for me. Now Johnson here is going to be a winger, and he's going to be support. Maguire, on the other hand, is going to be attack, winger attack. Now Ledson is set up on defense. That's not his best role. He's actually really good as a playmaker or an advanced playmaker, and we're going to put him in support as well. Because we're kind of weak on defense, we're going to go for more of an offense. We've already seen that we're good with passing, and we're good on our reach. So we're good at winning headers. We're good at maintaining possession, and that's exactly how we're going to set up the team. And I'm going to set Rothroll up for attacking. So we've got attacking, support, and attacking. Lundstrom set up for the defensive midfielder. We could have him set up as a ball-winning midfielder on support. That might not be a bad idea. I'm actually curious because in my normal playthrough, I have him as a defensive midfielder. I'm kind of curious how we can do replacing him. So Ledson would not be a bad replacement for him because when I have him as a defensive midfielder, the problem is there's not really anyone that can fill his shoes on our team. Actually, you know what? Ledson does not too bad of a job on that. So we might be okay with this setup. Either have him defensive or what have you. All right, so as far as our defenders go, I don't know if our best defenders are currently in. I have a feeling not. So let's take a look at who we have here. So right now we have Curtis in there. Now, we also probably don't have their roles set up properly. So let's get that in there now. So he's good as a stopper. Let's see if we can get him there. Yeah, and see, as you can see, his stars, his roll ability went up significantly when we changed his role there. Skraz here is better as a defensive fullback, so we'll set him up as that. And then Edwards, I think the same thing for him. So, and then lastly, defensive center back. Now we have the one guy on stopper, which is will push ahead of the defense line and close down players before they get to the area. Cover is, they'll drop back a little bit. I kind of almost like that. So we have got one guy's a stopper, one guy's a cover. All right, so we're pretty much good to go on our first setup. And I like to go as far as our attack control, because again, we're good in the passing game and maintaining control because of our ability to win headers and all that. Flexible is fine for me. And as far as our instructions go, we're going to go with play out defense, which means the defenders will, rather than clearing the ball, they will pass it. We're going to do dribble less, so there's going to be a lot of passing. We're going to do shorter passing. And I'm trying to retain possession, instructs players to prioritize keeping hold of the ball. I'm trying to remember what else I normally have set up as far as instructions. I think that's going to be it for now. I'm going to work ball into box as well. So that's going to be our basic instructions. Now, normally I would have other setups as well, but I'm just going to use the main setup for now. And that's pretty much going to be that on the setup. I'm still a little bit... I thought Hemmings was a little bit more comfortable in one role over another. I could have swore it was Poacher, but we'll just keep him as he is. I think this is what I normally have him set up as. All right, so that's pretty much setting up the team. There's a lot of other things that we need to set up. Set pieces for one. So we're more or less set up. I'm going to leave some of the other set piece and the strategies to their default, but from my personal experience, default setup is not great. I think we're pretty much ready to go, so let's go ahead and come back and continue. We're going to have a friendly match against our under-23 squad. All right, so here's finally our match. So this is the team we're going to play with. Now, there's not going to be any game sound just because of the nature of how I am recording this. And any sound that you're hearing now, I've added in post. All right, so let's go on to the match. All right, so he's giving us some advice on ways to deal with the opposing players. So we've just gone ahead with his advice. All right, so we are the favorites to win this match, but we still want to fire these guys up. So show me what you can do here. So get them fired up. Let's start the match. All right, so we're yellow and they are black. Long pass here. Not really happy about that, because as far as our tactics go, he should not be doing that. He should be following our instructions, which are to do shorter passing, but obviously he did not listen to me. So let's just get back on the field, though. So as far as graphically everything goes, maybe not as pretty as it would be on a better computer or a more modern computer, but it's not bad. It seems to run pretty smoothly at a decent speed. Now, I expect to win this match, as we already discussed. Here comes Hemmings, our best scorer. Not really necessarily a great shot there, so the goalie was able to deflect it. Got a corner, though. Ooh. He had a really good chance there, but unfortunately, he headed it over. I'm not sure if he headed it or kicked it, but it looked like he knocked it over the goal there. Again, going with the long bombs. This is not the kind of strategy that they should be playing. But it's early in the season. They're still learning the tactics, so they're going to be a little rough. I'm used to better play out of this team. Looks like we're going to go for cross here. Oh, good. A little wide there, but that was a good setup. We're not that far into the game here with all these opportunities we're getting. We've got some good opportunities for how early it is. Considering that this is, still preseason, players are not going to be on the same page necessarily. We're going to have some problems with stamina down the line because we haven't worked on their fitness and got them into shape for the season yet. We should win the header there because that is one of the things that we pretty much excel at. Nice pass up to Hemmings. Yeah, see, I'm not as big fan of the passing they're doing here. They're doing a lot of long passing, which is not how I've instructed them to play, but there's our first goal. We got a good opportunity in the box, and we took advantage of it. So there's Rothwell scoring. Rothwell is one of the key players on the team. He's really good at setting things up as well as scoring himself, so this is the highlight. Now, normally I would be seeing this in 3D, but considering that this old computer really can't run the 3D graphics, we're only seeing that in 2D, but we get to see it again there. All right, we've got a free kick there. Johnson has the ball. Unfortunately, we lost the ball there. McGuire kind of fumbled it. Ooh, good defensive play, though. Get it back on. Get everything set. Now, this is them playing how they should be playing. They should... see, that's not good. But we still get an opportunity here, Hemmings, with a goal. Now, that worked, but that's not the way that they should be playing with the strategy we gave them. They should be going for short passes. They should be going control game. A kind of slower pace, but methodical, and giving us lots of opportunities. I've seen with this team, it's pretty successful. Right now, we're playing a little bit more loose and wild. Not really what they should be doing, but they're still getting results because obviously we outmatch the other team pretty significantly. As this is pretty much, the youth squad against our full team here. Oh, one of our players, Josh Ashby, is, I think, on the under-23 team, so that's unfortunate. All right, we're almost to the half here. Okay, another free kick. Fortunately, it bounced back. Oh, Lundstrom came in and tackled a little too hard. Are they going to give him a card? No, no card. Well, it's a friendly match. Don't beat up your youth players here. These guys are pretty much, working for the same club to an extent. I mean, not really, but again, another long pass. They shouldn't be doing things like that. Hemmings has space here. Look for him to pass it in. Rothwell, nice opportunity. So that's our third goal before the half. They're playing very well, if a little wilder than I'd like. So there it comes in. Rothwell, who's ready for it. Again, Hemmings and Rothwell are pretty key on the offense. Rothwell oftentimes is setting up things rather than scoring himself, but it's good to see him score every so often. Okay, their goalie denied McGuire there with the free kick. It looked like it was on target. And that's going to be close to the end of the half. All right, so let the boys go out there with clear minds. We don't need to address anything at this stage. So he's pretty much telling me to just let it stand, so we'll just skip over the pep talk. Oh, well, he didn't like that. Oh, well. Go ahead and go on to the next half. We're going to have to watch their stamina a little bit here. Make sure they're okay. Another thing I don't have is I don't have the stats out. Match stats. That's what we want. Go ahead and bring that box down. So I'm going to be watching the stamina here. Every time it gives us one of those summaries, make sure we don't have our players getting tired. So we switch sides now. So they're on the attack. Fortunately, our defense comes back. We're going to pass it back to the goalie, who shouldn't, I was going to say shouldn't boot it, but see, again, that's not really the defense playing it out. They're not really following the tactics here as they should be, but again, this is the first match they've played since the preseason started against the youth squad, so they're still learning the system here. Now we're starting to get our short pass control game going. This is what I want to see. There's a nice pass to Hemmings, who unfortunately shoots wide, but it was still a good opportunity. See if we can reduce this window a little bit so we can see the match here. All right, so they have control of the ball right now. Long pass off to the side. They don't have anything going right now. And hey, if they want to take their time, that's fine with me. All right, yeah, we intercepted that. That was an errant pass. All right, Johnson's coming down. Nice pass to Hemmings. Hemmings wide open. See if he can finish here. There he goes. Pops it into the corner of the net. And we're now 4-0. Yep, wide open pass there. Again, they're not playing within the tactics. Those kind of long passes is not what we expect. But we kind of had a break there, so that kind of stuff is acceptable to me. How's the stamina going? So far, everybody's in 8%. I missed the advice that was given there. What's the advice? Oh, I could have swore there was advice given, but whatever. All right, so another pass to Hemmings, who's open again. He should. I don't know if he's going to pass it off. All right, that was almost a repeat of the previous goal, where Johnson bombed it in to Hemmings, who picked the ball up, outran the defenders. Now again, the talent difference here is pretty dramatic. So that was just, them being very much overmatched. Now possession-wise, it's pretty much 50-50. Which, just because we're playing the control game doesn't necessarily mean that we'll get more possession. It just means we'll use our possession effectively. At least that's the plan. Now I expect Lundstrom to be the first guy we sub out. Now, comparing this match to the first time I played this game with this team, I think I had like a 1-0 win where the goal was a self goal that the opposing team had done. So I actually didn't score at all. So obviously I've learned quite a lot with the setup of this team and getting it to be set up more effectively. All right, so we've got Lull in the play here. As a matter of fact, Lundstrom is not doing too bad on stamina. He's usually the guy that gets tired out. Ooh, nice attempt there. Fortunately, the goalie was on top of that. All right, Johnson passing it a little too long. They're going to get a goal kick out of as a result. So Johnson's being a little bit wild with this match, but hopefully he'll get things under control later. Now I expect to win this. Yeah. That wasn't necessarily even contested. Again, long pass here to Hemmings. Not really a fan of that. That's not us playing our strategy appropriately. And as a matter of fact, our attack kind of fell apart there as a result. So I expect better performance in the future once these guys get used to the system. There goes Johnson again down the side. He's fighting for the possession here. Now he's playing the game he should be playing. He's supposed to dribble less. He's dribbling too much. He's doing too many long bombs. He's not really following the system. This is what we look for. A nice opening for Hemmings down the middle. Or maybe Maguire on the right side there. All right, Hemmings got caught offside there. Ooh, we got an injury to Johnson. Let's go ahead and pause the action here, and we're going to go ahead and do a sub here. So we'll just go into the tactics menu here. So unfortunately Johnson got a little bit of a knock there, so let's sub somebody out here. So we're going to pick up Tyler Roberts. Now Tyler Roberts isn't as comfortable in the position, the setup he's in right now, so instead we're going to go with an inside forward on support, because again we want to support Maguire, who's our attacker. That makes him a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more proficient, and that's going to be our sub for now. Let's see who else is a little bit low on stamina. We've got Ledson is a little bit down on stamina. Do we have a good replacement for him? We've got Crowley here, who can come in and fill his position pretty well, so we'll go ahead and sub in Crowley as well. We can do as many substitutions as we want in a friendly game like this, so we'll go ahead and confirm those two subs. And get right back into the action. So unfortunately our injured player is going to be in here a little bit longer. There comes our sub. A lot of injuries for a friendly match. I'm glad this isn't necessarily official and mostly just done to showcase the system and how it can handle a game like this. Now, another game that I have showcased on my channel recently is Motorsport Manager, and I'm not so sure. Well, first off, I don't think that game has Linux support anyway, but I don't think that game would be as easily supported or run as well as this game does. Oh, we got another opening for Hemmings here, who has to be getting tired with how much running he's doing. All right, bombed it out. Unfortunately, we didn't have any players in the area. Nice deflection. Let's go ahead and take a look at Hemmings here. Yeah, he's getting a little bit tired. So I'm going to go ahead. I think we're actually still playing here. I want to pause. Let's go ahead and have Hemmings subbed here. So we've got Wes Thomas, who can come in and fill his shoes immediately, and we'll do so. Go ahead and confirm that sub. Do we have anybody else that's tired? Lundstrom's a little tired here. So So what I like to usually do with Lundstrom, because there isn't necessarily a great replacement for him. As a matter of fact, I think the person that was a great replacement for him, we already moved. So I'm going to go ahead and take Skraz here and move him over. And then we're going to replace Lundstrom with Ruffles. And then Skraz, I'm probably going to change his, or Scars. I don't know why I said Skraz. Scars there. We're going to change his role to defend rather than support, and we'll confirm those changes, and we'll go right back into the match. So there's our subs coming in. Who else really needs it? Rothwell needs a sub. We're pretty much at the end of the game, so I don't think there's really a point at this juncture. Matter of fact, the game should be ending any time now. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit so we get there we go, full time. So, nice performance from the team. Let's go ahead and tell them so. They were a little bit confused when I didn't say anything during the half. So we'll praise them. They're all happy with that situation. Let's go on to the post-match analysis. So, 5-0. Good match. I think that, the team tactics-wise, they're not on the same page. But again, this is their first match in the preseason, so they still have some things to learn and work out. Johnson being a little off page there. Specifically, he seemed to want to dribble far too much and do a lot of long passes, which he's not supposed to do. In any case, I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. And this showcases how well a game like Football Manager 2017 can run on an old system like this. I found it kind of surprising, honestly. I mean, even though I'm kind of limited in what I'm simulating, I'm simulating a decent number of leagues in England, enough that I think I can enjoy playing the career here. And the performance when in the game seems to be pretty darn smooth. You don't have the same, high fidelity graphics that you'd have, or higher fidelity graphics you would have with a more modern computer, but still it does the job. In any case, as I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.